We're back with Sanford Murata, President and CEO of Sanford Murata Inc.
What are some of the things from the beginning parts of your career that really helped you to move up the ladder and move ahead?
Well, there's a lot of luck. Obviously, I think in most people's career there is a lot of luck. There is a lot of opportunities, and perhaps the great opportunity that I had early on in my career, when I was 31 years old, I was given the opportunity to be the project manager for Discovery Bay condominium, which at that time was the largest condominium project in Hawaii, 667 residential units and 1 commercial unit. So 31 years old, you're not going to have a lot of experience. And I didn't. But the principals of the company who was developing the project, Don Graham and Francis Wong, trusted me. So they handed the project over to me. And our team consisted of a project manager, me, a secretary, and a documents coordinator. We used that team to develop the project during the 5 years it took to develop it. It was, as I said, the largest project at that time. And from it, because I was given a lot of latitude, I learned a lot on the job. It's the best way to learn is by trial and error. And if you take that information and build on that information of the lessons you learn, then you get better. Just real good luck on my part.
Did you have any big screw-ups during that project that you learned from and then now you don't do anymore?
No, I can't say really big screw-ups, although a great lesson I learned, I was in a meeting with people much older than me. And one of our partners is a company from England, and their executives came to visit with us to assess the project. We unfortunately hit the project, or brought the project on during a very bad time. It was the low part of the real estate cycle. And so he essentially criticized us. We were the managing partners in Hawaii. There were 3 partners. A company headquartered in England, but their Australian subsidiary, and another Australian company, the largest construction company in Australia. We, the local partners, were the managing partners. The executive from England roundly criticized us for not doing a better job. Well, I kind of lost my cool, and I let it get to me. So in a meeting, I kind of showed my temper. Afterwards, Francis Wong took me aside, and he told me how to keep my poise in situations like that, because that person purposely tried to get me to lose my demeanor, which he did. And that was a great lesson, and I've passed it on to others. Poise is a very important characteristic to have to succeed in business.
So how did he teach you to keep it in? Because I know some people that have that issue sometimes too.
Well, the best way is to be proactive about it. When you have, say, a meeting, it could be with your partners. It could be with others who you may not be as close to. If you are proactively aware of what might happen, and you tell yourself, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep my poise. Because often it's a game. Often others will purposely attempt to get you out of your composure, to lose your composure. Because when you lose your composure, you can't think clearly. And when you can't think clearly, you make poor decisions. And you agree to things that you may not ordinarily agree to if you're composed. So one way to do it is proactively prepare yourself for that kind of strife, that kind of pressure. Another way, and I tell others that this is a good way to do it, is train yourself in something else that you can bring into, say, the business environment. And that could be sports, it could be martial arts, it could be music. Whatever it is, take some other activity. Train yourself so that you have a certain kind of discipline in that activity. And when you have that discipline in activity, it builds a confidence. Then you bring that confidence into any other part of your world. You should have consistency in the way you act, because that's the way you are with, or have trained to be, to another form.
Do you think that losing your cool, not necessarily you specifically, but a person losing their cool can make or break a business deal, and that's why keeping self poised is key?
Well, sure. Yes, I'm positive it's happened. I'm positive when someone has lost his cool, lost his temper, lost the clarity of his decision making. They have killed the deal, or they've agreed to do something they would not have ordinarily agreed to. Or here's a simple result. If you're dealing with, say, a prospective investor, and for some reason you lose your cool in your negotiation with that investor will say, well, he's not the kind of person I want to invest in, because if he can't keep his composure in this situation, what's going to happen in a situation that may be worse, that he may be under greater pressure, and he makes even worse decisions because he couldn't hold it together. That's a very, very important characteristic to have to succeed, I believe. Not to say that you're artificial. You have to be sincere, but you can learn how to keep your presence.
Thanks for joining us today on Greater Good Radio. For more information or a transcript of today's show, please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. This is your host, Evan Leong and Carrie Leong, saying please join us next time for another episode of Greater Good Radio, Hawaii.